Friday evening. Friday evening, May the 10th, 2024. This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and welcome to my desk. It's a Friday night, the weekend's here. I have an auction haul. No, it's just not ultra clean cotton now. I have an auction haul from Pearl. So we're going to go through that tonight. I'm also going to make postcards tonight. I'm kind of excited about the postcards. So, yeah. This is a big box, so I'm going to leave my camera zoomed out until I get through it. But welcome in. Let me get, while I'm waiting for folks to come in, let me set up my tablet over here and get to my channel. I'm in K3Ns. I don't want to be there. Let's get to my channel and set things up. Get rid of all my notifications over here. Meri. And there we go. We got 2 people out here watching. 9 people. Hi, Nina. Renee. Hugs, how are you, lady? How are you doing? How are you doing? Hi, Darla. Welcome in. Melody. Hi, Melody. Hi, Angie. You got your Pro shipment today, too? Well, it was a little late, I think, and I'm waiting. You know, it says I have 2 more boxes coming, but I think they're confused because I think Pearl only sent me 2 boxes. I only attended 2 auctions, so we'll see what happens. This one is heavy, but I think it has, I got some cigar boxes, and I think this one probably has the cigar boxes in it. Let me set the quality up here while we're waiting for folks to come in. Renee, I want to know how you're doing. Renee was fighting COVID, and so was her husband. Hi, Kitty Jan. Welcome in. And she says, we're hanging in there, Meri. COVID descended on our whole family. Oh, my goodness. And that's a strain. That's a strain on you and your husband because you have to take care of your family. Plus, you have to take care of yourself. Well, you are in our thoughts and prayers, Renee. And while we're talking about thoughts and prayers, let's keep Cheryl Johnson, little sister Cheryl, in our hearts and prayers. She's fighting breast cancer. She messaged me earlier this afternoon and said she would appreciate cards or letters. So if you have a mind to send her a card, I'm sure you can get her address if you're a part of Beth Schuler's group. I'm sure that's in the address file out there. If you cannot find her address, message me. I told Cheryl I would hand it out, but I would only hand it out to people that I really trusted. So if I know you, I'll pass it on. Yeah, prayers for Cheryl because, man, I'll tell you, when I think she's going through chemo, and I think she's on the end of round 1, and she's going to get ready for round 2, and then there's surgery, and she says she has over 20 side effects from the chemo that she's going through. So please keep her in your hearts and prayers, and if you have a moment, I might make her a postcard tonight. Send her a card, even if it's a purchase card. Let her know that we love her and we're thinking of her. Hi, Melody. Did I say hi to you? Renee says, even our medically fragile son, it's so dangerous for him. Yes, I know. Yeah. His name is Oliver, I think. So pray for Renee's son. So did he get it, Renee? Did he get that COVID? Just have a prayer of a hedge of protection around him, that if he does get it, it would not affect him fatally or even bad. Darla says she'll pray for Cheryl and continue praying for Renee and family. Thank you, Darla. Hi, Angie. Angie has a prayer. She says, Dear Lord, please be with those who are sick and be with this world. In God's name I pray. Amen. Amen, Angie. Thanks for sharing that with us. Angie says, I think I'm going to make a Mother's Day card. Shh. Don't read out loud. Oops. You should have said shh right away. Aw. Sorry, Angie. I read it before I read the end of it. I said it out loud. Mother's Day is Sunday, I believe. And then, isn't Becky's anniversary? I think I read her post. I think it's her 47th wedding anniversary coming up sometime next week. I don't know if it's the Monday or Tuesday after Mother's Day. I can't remember that part, but Becky has a wedding anniversary coming up. So, hi, Barb. Barb Fillion, welcome in, welcome in. You can't wait to see what's, neither can I. Neither can I. Let's move Derwin. Derwin was a gift from Becky. He keeps us company in 2024. It's the year of the dragon. And Becky's sister made that from a 3D printer. I think that's so fascinating. So very, very fascinating. So let's open up the box. I'm sure there's probably some cigar boxes in here. She was moving them out. Some of them, she said, I think she said she priced them a little lower because they needed some repair. And I thought, well, I'll give it a try. I spent the latter part of this morning and the early part of the afternoon with Becky's Craft and Chat group. If you're interested in that, message Becky on Facebook. It's a Facebook Messenger group. And I was stitching on my page, my Kintsugi page. Now, how am I going to do this? Let's get rid of the knife. And I think I'm going to see if I can't fold this flap in. Now, I might bump the camera. Oh, I got to fold this flap in too. Hold on. There we go. And she put a cardboard on the top. So let's see what's in here. Opening the flaps here. There we go. And here's another. Is that the same cardboard? I like those cardboards. So that I ordered a lot. She was selling a lot of tablecloths and linens, and I ordered several of those. See, here's a cigar box. I got this one because it was thinner, and she said it was a thinner one. How does it open? Is it a slider? It's a slider. I got to figure out how it slides. This way? It's got the tabs here and here. Does it open this way? I don't know how it opens, you guys. There we go. Oh, it's a slide. Oh, she put some of my order in there. So this one cost me $2. And it's a thinner one. It's not very wide. But what I like about it is that I can put my eraser carvings in here. So I'm going to keep this one close by. Let's see. These, I'm sure, are some of my orders here. Looks like, let's open this up and see what's inside of it. Hi, Katia. I missed the tatting class on Wednesday. I need to get caught up with that. My brother was working in the garden, and I needed to get out there and work around with him, so. But I will get caught up. This is Scrappy Chick ephemera. I'm sure these are pieces that, well, she wrote Meri $3 on here. I don't know if these are the sizes of the pieces or if they're showing what's in here. See, there's that bird, and here's the bird. It has never been opened that I know of. So that'll be fun to play with. I got some, and I knew these are just coin envelopes. These will be fun to play with too. Even with slow stitch. 10 of them for $1. So that was a good price. And I got a bag. And there were several cigar boxes in here. That's why it's such a big box. But I bought a lot of curtain and lace type things. That's just the thank you label. Let's see how this opens though. I like that she put it in these bags because I can use these for my transparent art journals. So this is a pretty lace. Now I do not care for the binding on these laces. This is like a curtain lace. So what I'll probably do is cut it in here. And what I'm finding is when I do cut that, I have a nice tie for like journals and things. And this has a ribbon going across here, so that'll make a nice one. And it's probably about 1 yard wide, and it's got a pretty lace, like a curtain lace. But I'm finding that this really comes in nice. Now I might use some of this tonight. We'll see. You'll see why later. I'm going to save the bags out. And here's a piece that she wrapped around another cigar box. I'm sure that the bulk of this is from the cigar box. There's a piece of ribbon in there, 2 ribbons in there. And I like these. I like to put ephemera in it. I like to put bits and bobs in. Let's put these back in. Let's put these pieces back in, or in here. Let's see, where's that other one? So I don't, I'm going to keep that other one out. Oh. And this is just some stuff she had wrapped around. It's a piece of, looks like crocheted. It's not padding. It's crochet edging here on a, looks like a valance. No, that's not, it's gathered there, but it's not, it doesn't have a place to put a rod or anything through. So I'm not sure what the purpose of that was. That I see, I don't see, is there a, oh yeah, let me get a hold of it here. There's a little strip in here. I think, maybe that's my imagination. Yeah, there is. There's a little hole, slit there. So it was probably a ribbon or something through here, a cloth, or a very, very thin curtain rod. But I like these type of things. Now this would go nice for, I bought these scrolls from Pearl. I don't know if she's got any more of those spools. I called them scrolls or spools. But this is about the right size to maybe do a meditation stitchery on it and use a meditation. I don't have much time for that anymore. This is the piece I want to show you here. This is, let's see. There's more fabric and stuff. Let's see. I do like that she puts these in these bags. I think I use the bags to store my other fabrics in, and Now this feels more like a polyester in here. A polyester, but it's cotton on the bottom. Well, cotton on someplace in here. I'm not sure what this is. How does that, boy, that's really, it almost feels like it's a shower curtain. No, you know what it is? Is it a, oh, it's a slip. It's a slip, you guys. But it feels like it's made out of a polyester. Because even this feels like a polyester. So this probably went underneath of somebody's costume. I'm not sure what I'll use that for, but whenever I get this type of stuff and I'm not sure about it, it always comes in handy sometime or another. And this, I had ordered before a duvet cover from Pearl, and I tore it all apart, and boy, did I get my value out of it. Now this is not as large, but it has all this wonderful trim around it. It's got gold in there. It's not a heavy upholstery, but it is upholstery-like. And then it's got all this brown lining or maroon type lining on the back. So I bought it just because I had such good luck with that other piece. It was a big, huge duvet, and I think this is a tree skirt. She had a green one and a maroon one. So, and I'll probably rip it up for the trim, and this feels like a cotton lining in here, and I think it's all in there, so I can use that. And this is not cotton, but it's not a heavy upholstery, neither the gold nor the maroon. So I'm going to keep that out to rip up. Maybe I'll do that later on. And I don't know what I paid, probably around $5. $4 for that. But I'll certainly get $4 worth of good out of it. And I got another big bag. This is heavy. Yeah, see, let's do the cigar boxes. I think I've got another package coming from her, according to PayPal. So I got these cigar boxes. Was this the one she's... Yeah, see, this is the one I need to fix here on the edge, but I don't mind that. I think it's... Oh, she said it was a little loose. No, I think it's okay. I'm not sure. One of these, she said you have to fix. And you can get them open. And these are pretty thin too, but they'll hold my erasers. And look at that pretty design in there. Isn't that cool? These I got for erasers, all of these. And she was selling them pretty cheap. Like this one was only $1, and look at this design on it. I'm sure that these were only $1. I didn't see a price tag on these. No, this one was $5. She's got it marked as $5, but I don't know if I paid $5 for those. That might have been a marking from her. I don't think I paid $5 for them. I might have. I have to look at the invoice. This one I know I only paid $1 for it. But she's got 5 marked on there, but I saw $1. Look at that. It's cool. I'll check my invoice and see exactly what I paid for it. Then I got some more bubble wrap. Let me get that out of the way. Looks like a sack in here. Let's see what I have. This is... Let's see what's at the very bottom here that she's stuck in here. Maybe that may just be padding. No, I think that's... Oh, it's toile fabric. Paid $1.25 for it. Oh, it's tissue paper. It's not fabric. It's tissue paper. It's tissue paper. This is cool. Toile tissue paper, and there's several sheets of it here. I'm not going to open it all up. but it's tissue paper. And what else is in here? Did I get 2 of them? Let's see what else is in here. Oh, this is just some tablet paper. 10 sheets for $1. It's penmanship paper. So that's good. I'll use both of these. These will be fun to use. I'll keep those out. Here's a bag. And now this, we'll just open, let's look at this. This, I think she just put this on the bottom to keep the bottom. Let me put these in my lap. She put that sack on the bottom, but I want the sack to keep the, where's that piece of cardboard? Let's put that piece of cardboard. It looks like it tore, but that's okay. It's a Mauer sack. Huh. All right, let's look at these. I'll just take these out and show them to you. She sells a lot of sheets. Pearl is in love with roses. And the sheets that she buys, most of her sheeting is floral. It's either blue or pink. And then she tries to match them up in sets. I paid $2.50 for this set, which I think is a very good price. She does these little sheet sets where she matches things up. But she really likes her florals. And this one has a binding. She thought you could do a binding on it. And I probably got a couple of those sheet sets from her. She does like her florals. See, here's some more. This is kind of, I bought this one because it's a different type of floral. It's a very pretty one. So I'm just going to I'll use all of this in my slow stitch. This was another $2.50 piece set. They're well worth $2.50. And I'm sure the blue is $2.50 and the pink are all $2.50. See, she likes the stripes there, because you can make, you can cut those off and make like ribbons or washi tape, ribbon tape. And here's another set of, let me get it. Oh, hold on. There's just one here. Another sheet set here. That one was only $1. And then she was selling these vintage hankies, and I bought a bunch of them. I bought a bunch of her vintage hankies. And don't ask me what I paid for them, because I just bought them. I don't see a price on it. Oh yeah, here, $1. $1.50. Now I don't know if that was for the set or $1.50 a piece, probably. My guess is, because here's another tag here. But I'll use these. See, it's another $1.50. They're $1.50 a piece. But it's hard to find these. Well, I shouldn't say hard. They're not really hard to find. But they're not as plentiful as they used to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about $7.50 for the stack of them. It's not a bad price. And I'll use them in my slow stitch. And then this is just some crocheted edging. Pretty little crocheted edging. Some netting. I'll use that. Here's a hot pad. What I paid for that, or a quilt piece. It looks like this was off of a cutter quilt. Looks like she cut a quilt. I don't know what I paid for it. I think it was just $1. I can't read her. I surely didn't pay $6 for it. $4.25. I think that was the date of the sale. Oh. And I showed you that. There's another bag here. Let me open it. I get this because of the stitching. The slow stitching. And you guys, I found some more black walnuts that I had saved. This is a round tablecloth. It's a round one with pretty crocheted edging. I will probably use it in my slow stitch. I will probably cut it up. She points out any flaws as she's going. I'm not going to do that right now. Woo! I'm getting warm. Here's an embroidered linen, and I'm wanting more of these. This is a dresser scarf. But what I want these for is to document. Now this one has designs on both ends, this same design. Because I'm going to use them in my journal to document. And this is stitched, this is not painted, this is embroidered. I'm going to use them to document my pages, like my date, my name and date. And this is a cross-stitched one. And it will need to be pressed or washed or whatever. And here's another one. This one I liked because there's a lot of designs on it. And this one will get used. This one will get used. It's doubled. It's doubled and it has a lot of designs. And what I'm intending on doing is taking a portion of it, even a portion like this, and whatever page, like we're doing Kintsugi this week. And I'll put the Kintsugi inspired maybe in my name and the date. And the date will be the first Monday of each week. But I'll get quite a few labels off of this piece. I really liked that piece when she sewed it. And let's see. Oh, and this, I'm not going to cut. This looks like it's a doll dress. It looks like it's made for a doll. It's a baptismal gown. But that's surely not a baby. If it's a baby, it's probably a preemie. But I think it was probably made for a doll. I'm going to hang this. I'm going to hang it on my white. I've got a white diagonal. What do they call that now? You know, the crosshatch diagonal room divider behind me that I've been putting linens, hanging linens off of. And that's what I'll do with that. And there's more linens. Here's some toile. I'm sure this is a fat quarter. I'm not going to unfold it. It's just a toile piece. Here's another dresser scarf. This has got little tiny mirrors in it. And I know K3N uses, oh, did she staple that on there? It looks like she stapled that cost me $2.50, which is about what you pay for it in a thrift store. That'll go for stitching. And this is a embroidered. I bought this one because it's gold and it's more of a curtain-like material. I paid $3 for this. Look at all that fabric in there. And of course, you know, I won't use it all at once. I think this was probably for a curtain. Or there's a couple yards of it here. It's very pretty. Fold it back up in there. And I got more. Mostly linens that I bought from Pearl. Wendy sewed too. Now Wendy, she just invoiced me today. Here's some kind of a a soft rickrack trim. It's really it's not, it doesn't feel like thread. It almost feels like a yarn, almost a thin yarn. Meditation scroll is what I was thinking, I think. And here's just a piece of, looks like it went to a sheet set. Is there a sheet set in here? I think these are more sheet sets here. Yeah. This goes to, there's another sheet set. She likes her sheet sets. She cuts up all those florals. I'm going to have enough floral from her. But that's okay, because what I'll do is I'll dye them. I'm really wanting to do some onion skin dyeing, and I'll probably dye some of these with onion skin. Here's a blue one, and this has a different feel to it. This is a pretty, another floral, but a different type of floral again. And the last piece out of that bag, I got one more bag, is just a cotton, kind of a damask tablecloth. Damask table linen. We'll see what I do with that. And last but not least, there's another bag in here. I like these 2-gallon bags. Wait a minute, I'm getting it open. Some black beady lace. It's kind of a beaded, it's got a beaded feel to it. And it's black. Oh, see? It feels like it almost could be for a funeral veil of some sort. It's very elegant, though. It's very elegant. That I will probably use for something in my art journaling or stitch journal. And then this piece is this. I think this is what I wanted to show you. This is a Quaker tablecloth. One of these is. I think is it this one? No. This looks like a curtain. I guess my Quaker tablecloth is coming in the other box. Neither one of these are the Quaker, because she said you would know the Quaker one by it has Picasso on it, and I don't see Picasso on these. So this is just a this is, I believe it's a tablecloth. It's a linen one, or a lace one, and it is not a Quaker one, I can tell you that. It's machine done. It's very thin, but I do like all the lace, and I'll use that. I'll probably hang this too. The Quaker one, and I think this is probably a curtain here, or maybe a part of a curtain. I'm not sure what's going on because it's got the hemming on it. But I bought these even as a curtain for my bookcases behind me. I like to drape these, kind of a shabby chic feel to my room behind me. So I thought that Quaker one was in here, but I sure didn't see it. So it might be in the other box. I've got another box from her coming. So let me put all of these back in here. The little pieces. And little bag, and I'm going to keep that ephemera out. And I'm going to put that cigar box on top. And I think that's it, you guys. So, yep, I buy fabric from Pearl. Yeah, and her prices are reasonable. I mean, she doesn't ask $50, $60, $100 for some of this stuff, you know. And you know, she gets it like we get it. And as she goes hunting and thrifting for it. I'm trying to bend this box so to close. I think I'm going to have to stand to, I think, to get this off my desk. We're going to do some postcards tonight. Let me get this put behind me here. My poor brother brought this in, and man, he was, he said, I forget what he said. He said it was heavy. I'm stacking up the cigar boxes. Let me reach over here. Oh. Do they cover? Or Christmas tree skirt. I've got to throw some of this stuff away. I can't keep everything. I'm throwing away that bubble wrap. So I want to make sure you guys are still plugged in here. And let me come out and look at chat. I'll make sure you guys are still at 100%. And you are. So let me refresh my chat here. And I'll come out and say hello to everybody. Thank you for coming. Let me also zoom in. Ouch. What am I stepping on? Cord here. From the heat gun cord. Let me stand up and zoom in. That might be too much. We'll see when I get going. And let me refresh chat. Go to the chat filter. All messages. Brenda's here. Amber Rundell. She says, well, good night. I hope everyone has a good week. Hi and bye, Amber, if you're still out there. I can't tell. It looks like she was here at 8:06, a couple minutes ago. So, Amber, thanks for dropping in. Darla's here. Mina's here. I appreciate it when you guys greet somebody when I'm busy. You know, I appreciate you guys doing that. Let me straighten this camera out. It's hard for me to know what way to turn it. I was adjusting it while I was out on the front porch today, trying to figure out the best place to put it. Finally hooked it onto my basket, clipped it onto my basket. My in and out basket. Renee says, I have vintage sheets I want to have bloomers made from. I just can't sew at that level. Maybe I'll employ Becky. Or you could get some advice. Bloomers do not sound that hard though, because what you probably have for bloomers, well, it depends on, you probably have the legs, you know, do the legs, but they're gathered at the, are you talking about ones that are gathered at the ankle? Gathered at the ankle and just kind of big and poofy. Sew the legs together, sew the, you know, the crotch area, sew the back and the front together, and then you'll have a gathered waistline. There's Becky. She could tell you how to make bloomers. You just got in from thrifting. Becky, your bathroom's going to be so pretty. Becky did a short video on the progress of their bathroom. They're tiling it. Let's see, what did Sylvia say? Hi, Sylvia. Sylvia says, lucky to catch you live on a Friday. Well, thank you, Sylvia. She says, great score of fabrics. Happy to be here with you. I've got to cut down on buying all these fabrics now because I probably have enough to do slow stitching for the next 10 years. But, you know, it's a sickness, you guys. But at least I'm not buying paint and papers. Yarno said, me too, Renee. My granny used to do that. Make bloomers out of sheets. Becky, they want your expert advice. I don't think bloomers would be that difficult to make. You'd have to fit them to you. But, you know, it's like an oversized pair of pants that you gather at the waist and the ankles. No, gathering at the knee or calf. Drawstring waist, yeah. Well, you gather at the knee, too. That would work. Ankle or knee. Becky said, if you have a pair that fits. Let's see, what did she say up above? We just got in from thrifting. If you have a pair that fits. I'm sure Becky is saying if you have another pair of bloomers that fit, you could use them as a pattern. Or I would think even if you have a pair of baggy pants, or you have a pair of pants that you're comfortable with, and just add a little bit more fabric to it, because it's going to be all, and if you're using a cotton sheet, you know, what are you going to lose? If you go to the thrift store and buy you a sheet for a couple dollars, you could probably get more. You could probably make you a fitted pattern, make you a pattern for future bloomers. Mina says, Simplicity and McCall's have bloomer patterns. I just checked Google. Well, there you go. She says, turn them wrong side out and fit one leg into the other leg and draw around them. There you go. What a great idea if you have a pair that fits. Or even if you don't have a pair handy, like I don't wear bloomers, but if you could probably take you a pair of, I wouldn't take leggings because they're stretchy, but you know, I have a pair of slacks that fit you loosely and just cut it a little bit bigger so that when you gather it, you'll have room for the gathers. Renee says, thank you, Becky and Nina. Yeah, thank you. It's good to see you, Becky. Are you going to do a thrifting haul video for us? You and Scott? I'm just so jealous of Becky's Goodwill stores and thrift stores in her areas. They always find the neatest things. I guess I'm kind of upset with our Goodwill that only sells fabric or clothing, which to me translates as fabric. And I've got enough now to keep me. I got another box from Pearl coming, and I got a box from Wendy coming. And I'm hoping that Quaker tablecloth is in the other box. I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to have to check this invoice and make sure that that Quaker tablecloth is in the other box. Teresa said, good evening, everybody. Hi, Teresa. Welcome in. It's good to see you. How are you doing? Let's go up a little. Becky just got in from thrifting. This is where Renee talked about making bloomers. Angie says, I remember my great-grandmother blowing her nose in one. I'm glad I don't have that one. Talking about a sheet, a sheet rag. Allie K is here. Hi, Allie K. Welcome out, Allie K. I'm just kind of going up, scrolling up in chat. Let's see, what did Brenda say? Brenda said, Renee, as an army brat, I moved a lot. One of my grandmothers used to send hankies in letters she sent. That was when I was between 3 and 10, and I have a few of them. And that's what Angie said, that she her grandmother blew her nose in the hankies. Dollar Tree sells those large bags, Mary. They sell out quickly. Oh, well, that's probably why I've never found them at Dollar Tree. The 2-gallon ones. I know I can get gallon ones, but I have a hard time finding the two-gallon bags retail, even in the stores. I have to order them online. Allie K is here. Darla Phillips is here. Brenda's here. Oh, Maritza's Yarn and Crafts. Hi, Maritza. She's saying hello to everybody. Amber says, does anyone in here watch Kathy Berg and Colleen? I was just wondering if anyone knows if Eileen is okay. She hasn't been around there for at least a month. I did see Eileen, I think, wish, because I looked at the birthday. Today was Colleen's birthday. Happy birthday, Colleen. I'm sure she's not listening, but I did happen to see, I think it was Eileen that wished her a happy birthday. I don't follow Eileen that much. I do notice her. You're talking about Eileen Lyons, Lyons. Emerza may not be here. Darla says, I must not follow them because those names don't sound familiar. Kathy Berg and Colleen Kappas, Kappas, they stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Or Tuesdays. I don't know about Thursday. Tuesdays. Sometimes on Colleen's channel, sometimes on Kathy Berg's channel. Kathy Berg used to participate in my video hops when I was doing video hops a couple years ago. Colleen, I think she started to, but she got busy and she wasn't able to at that time. But they're on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Central, 10 Eastern. And I think Kathy is from Michigan, but don't take, I could be, and probably am very mixed up. And I don't know where Colleen is from. But they are well known in Dee Dee's group. They've been around for a long time. I think Amber left. They said hello to Maritza and Amber. Hi, Amber. Renee says, I cannot bear to do anything with my stash of vintage hankies. They are all so beautiful and they remind me of my grandmother's. Well, that's kind of one reason why I like to buy them from like Pearl or somebody like that, because I know that children's hankies have some value to them. So I don't cut up the children's ones, that have like horses and elephants and the children's hankies have some value, monetary value, but hankies that have roses on them and floral and that, it's okay to use them. And in fact, I made at one time a fabric journal, and that was when I was participating in Defy auctions, and I sold that hanky journal. I'm going to have to ask, Lucia bought it. And I think she paid it was for an auction, and Lucia bought it. I want to know how that's been holding up for her. When I made it, I didn't glue it down. I used that steaming press what did I press it to? The fabrics to get, I can't even remember if I pressed it onto paper or if I pressed it onto other fabric. I cannot remember. But I know I used the steaming press. And I made a really fun fabric journal. I'm going to have to ask Lucia how that's holding up for her. Lucia bought it at auction. Bless her heart. Yeah, Pearl does have very reasonable prices. And Pearl is good about, I just like Pearl when she sells. She goes at a pace that I can understand, and she's, if she makes sure that if she doesn't have something, or if you lose out on something, and if she thinks she can get it for you, she'll say, oh, I'll check. And I just like Pearl a lot. She does not have, now Deb Ham sometimes sells with her, and Deb has more of the art supply stuff, and Deb Ham makes things, and she sells with Pearl a lot, and so does Wendy, the papered rooster. Wendy will have, in fact, I bought those little jars of bits and bops from Wendy, and I got a a box coming from Wendy that Pearl and Wendy were selling together, and I got Pearl's today. But Wendy's, the only invoice is twice a month, I think. So I just paid the invoice. She just sent it to me today, and I paid it. So it'll probably be a week or so before I get it. Let's see. Who else am I missing? Darla's here. Kitty Jen. Katia picked in. Katia's probably tatting. Katia, if you're out there listening, I ordered the newsletter from Handy Hands Tatting. They have a quarterly, I believe, newsletter, and it came this week. And I was looking through it, and it had like Annie Orr or Ann Orr, volume 13 or something. It looked like a vintage tatting. And I was looking at it, and I'm going, Some of it looked quite easy. They had a handkerchief tatted that I know I could do that hanky, but I have no reason to want to tat around a hanky. Now, I could probably tat around a journal page and adapt it that way. That one might be fun. So, we'll see. Joyce Boring. Hi, Joyce. Renee is here. Angie, what did Angie say? Angie says, my aunt has stage 4 cancer that started out with breast cancer and has moved to her ribs, spine, and hips. Also, my brother has cancer. This is from Angie Brown. She says, but they can't do anything for him till they put him in a pacemaker. Bless your heart, Angie. Prayers going out for your aunt and your brother. I think Angie also, in the past, had a couple uncles that passed away pretty close together, if I remember right. Here's where Katia came in, and I can't go scroll up any further. So let me go down to the bottom and refresh, and then we'll get to doing some postcards. Let me refresh my chat, and I'll catch up with the bottom part, which says, Renee says, bloomers as undergarments, but made with floral vintage sheets and long enough to hang below shorter dresses or thinner skirts and dresses. Aw, Renee. Joyce says, hi, Mary. Joyce is here. Hi, Joyce. Joyce is in our tatting group. And Joyce crochets. I think Joyce is following Becky's crochet along. Am I right there? And there's Katia. She says, in case you didn't catch it. Oh, I did not catch it, Katia. She said your postcard came today. Was the little butterfly still on the pocket, Katia? And did the clothespin make it to Canada? Aw, thank you for letting me know, Katia. Darla says, they do sound nice to wear around the house in the summer. I don't know if I would wear bloomers around the house. I wouldn't mind with my brother, but I step outdoors quite a bit, and I'm not sure I'd want my neighbors to see me wearing bloomers. What is that old lady wearing? I get a little shy sometimes. Angie says, he's 57 years old. I think her brother. Yes, Mary, last year, my family has been through a lot in the past 2 years. Hugs and prayers, Angie. You take care of yourself. We don't want that to rub off on you. You wear anything anywhere. Renee, you're brave. You are brave. I'm too shy to do that type of stuff. Becky dropped a link to, it looks like a bloomer pattern. A Think So Easy pattern. Is that for bloomers? Thank you, Becky. I'm going to click on that and see what it is. Whoops, did I click on it? Did I put anybody in timeout? Something happened. Oh, and I need to check Rain Girl. She sent me she came in as somebody else, and she said she still can't get in to chat. And I forgot about that, just when that happened there. What happened to I was clicking on the link and open with Firefox. Oh, those are cute. I like those. See, I wouldn't think bloomers would be hard to make. Those do not look hard to make. I'll bet you if you had questions, Becky would help you out. I like the idea of folding the legs, turning them inside out and cutting, folding the legs together and cutting a pattern from that. But I don't know if I would wear bloomers. Angie says she is taking care of herself. Katia said the postcard came intact. Nothing was missing. Yay! Well, it isn't like it's masterpiece art, Katia, but it's nice to know that that fine art glitter glue is holding my tatting from here to Canada. Victorian bloomers, Becky says. That's what that link goes to. Darla says, I don't care what people think anymore. I'm in for comfort these days. Well, I do wear leggings around the house, and I will step outside with leggings on, but I usually have a pretty long shirt, or this long-sleeved t-shirt that I'm wearing today it's got a long length to it. It comes probably, well, between my hips and my knees, so it's made to wear with leggings. Comfort first, Becky says. Angie says she's not in timeout. Those bloomers do look comfy. I have one like that pattern, Renee says. I want a drawstring waist and no elastic. Well, depending on how they put the elastic in, you probably, before the elastic goes in, you probably have a pretty long waist, bigger than your normal waistline, and just make a hem, with a tube where you can thread your drawstring through, and instead of putting either stitching elastic or threading it with elastic, just put your drawstring through it and draw it tight. Renee says, I can modify probably. So leave the elastic out and make a drawstring. Yeah, Becky said it like I was trying to say it. I'm glad that the postcard made it, I think. Mina says, harem pants are quite stylish. They do not look like bloomers. Now, I might be able to wear something called harem pants. I can visualize those. I don't know, though, if I would be brave enough to wear them. I could wear them around the house, probably, and even step outside. I don't even know if I could step outside wearing bloomers. I'm just shy that way. It took me a long time to wear leggings outside. Now I don't think anything of it because it's so common anymore that nobody thinks anything about it. Becky says she doesn't care what people think anymore. Well, I guess I have to confess to having a little bit of shyness there. Well, Becky did these beautiful Mother's Day cards. And I did see them because she posted. But I have this fairy book that I've been using as my garden journal, and I thought it would be so fun tonight for the postcards to do some of these fairies. And now I still have those scissors postcards from last week, but what I might do is draw a postcard. Pick one here. I was looking at this one because she's hugging a flower. Draw it and then print it off, or draw it and make a pattern and transfer it to the postcards, because I need 4 from last week, because I owe Darla a postcard, and I'd like to make some ephemera for Darla too, because she sent me some ephemera. I might have to get that together this weekend, maybe make you some fabric clusters, and we'll see. I can make you a little pair of scissors that open and close. But I was thinking what I would do. Maybe I'll make a pattern off of one of these and just make the same, or maybe a couple patterns. See, I put my Japanese, can you guys see I'm not on my red dot. Let me get on my red dot. Yeah, you guys can see. I've started documenting, like this is the Japanese indigo. I got my canna bulbs planted. This is what I documented today, yesterday. I documented it today, but it was from yesterday. So I just kind of document what I do. I said I planted 12 canna bulbs north of the West Railroad ties. I hope they grow. They were on sale at Walmart, so I'm hoping that they grow. I moved the dirt. I had 2 big tubs. They were cow feeders, that farmers used to put cattle feed in. And they weren't used as cow feeders, but they were made as cow feeders. And I bought them at a garage sale, and I put dirt in them. And last year I planted beets and tomato, patio tomato, but they were out where I parked my car, and I had a hard time watering them. So what I've been doing the last couple days is I've been shoveling all that dirt from those feeders into the wheelbarrow and emptying those feeders. And my brother said he would punch holes in them for me, but I'm waiting. I don't think he's going to do it. He says stuff like that and he never gets it done. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think he probably has a chisel out there in his toolbox. And I saw a hammer out there. And I think I'm going to punch my own holes in that. Because I'd like to make those, they would make nice raised garden beds. But the problem I had last year is they were too far away. I couldn't get the hose up to them. And so I'm moving them. And then the dirt, I'm putting in larger, about the size of my tabletop here, planters. And all year I've been growing the mint and peppermint from what Laura Vasquez sent me. And it really needs to be transplanted. And I thought I would put those in the planter. So that's what my next task is here. But I thought I would choose, see, this is cute too. A little fairy. Now, mine will, oh, this one's nice. I like this one. Mine will all be the same. And I could just copy it, but I think I'll do a sketch of it. Postcard size sketch. And pattern. Let me get a piece of paper out. I've got 1, 2, 3. I'll have to cut some more postcards. But see, I was doing these scissor ones, and I don't know, I just kind of faded out on them. Maybe I'll come back to them. But I'm thinking I can do these pretty fast because it's simple. They're white. And I could just put some watercolor on the background, and I just need, I was thinking for the wings, I was looking at that netting, and I said I might come back to it. I could use some of that curtain material or some of that lace that came today for the wings. So let me move on here. Grab a piece of paper, and this is just scribble. Looks like, I don't know what I was doing there, testing a pen, but I think I'll just make a pattern. Get these off, and hopefully I can get these made. And let's see, it's 8:35. Let's have a giveaway. There's 29 people in here, and I'll give away, I guess I don't owe anybody but Darla and the gals from last week. Well, Darla was part of last week's. So Darla and Lisa and somebody else from last week, I can't remember, or the last time I did postcards. 4 of them, me, Darla, I think it was Allie K. I can't remember who won it. I got the list here, it's buried. And Darla, and then there's one other person from last week. So I'll make, gosh, I can give away 4 tonight because they're all going to be the same. So I'm going to have 4 of you. So if you're in here, there's 30 of you in here. You have a good chance to win a postcard because I'm going to put you on the list here. And we're going to do the giveaway right now because if you're out there in the balcony, come on in. Hi, Mitzi. Welcome in. When you replant the feeders, I would put a bag of pebbles in the bottom for somewhere for the water to settle. Well, I did put, we had leftover sunflower stalks and that, and I put some sticks in the bottom. But the feeders did not have any holes in them. So, when I dug out the dirt, most of the sunflower stalks and plant, whatever I had, the leaves and stuff like that had already decomposed. So I don't know where I could get pebbles. I mean, those they're huge. They're probably about 3 feet in diameter, and they're probably about 3 feet high. They're cow feeders. So I don't know where I could get that many pebbles. Go rob the highway. I might get in trouble doing that. All right, we're going to do a giveaway, and I'm going to call it Garden Fairy giveaway postcards. Garden Fairy. And this is May 10th. Postcards. I put paste cards. Postcards. And this is 5/10/24. Now, from last week, I know I want to send one to myself. It'll be one like this. So Mary, Darla, I think Lisa won, and then there's one other person that I'm going to have to check because I had 4. I had a giveaway. And my list is over here someplace. I'll check it out. So tonight I can give away 4. And the range will be between 1 and 100. International are welcome to play. If you have won before, you're still welcome to play. You're welcome to play for somebody who is not in here, but who is kind of a part of our group. You've seen them in here, like Rhonda or oh, my head just turned blank. Why did my head just turn blank like that? I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Well, play for somebody in our group if you want to. You're welcome to. Let's put it that way. Man, that bothers me. It's on the tip of my tongue and I can't pull it out of my head. I'm getting old. That scares me in a way when I can't remember stuff like that. So, and you are welcome to change your numbers if you're not comfortable with your number, because we've only got 28 people in here now. And that sorts out any duplicates or makes you more comfortable with your number. If I had a larger group, I probably would put a clamp down on that, but we're such a small group that it's good to get that all sorted out before we play. So let me put in the go. And you're certainly welcome to play. Even if you've won before, you can start a collection of Meri postcards. All right, ranges between 1 and 100. Did I get it in there? Let me check. Yeah. Hi, Sharon Lombard. And that's when I see people I missed. When you guys put in a number, I'm going, oh, there's Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Karen K, Teresa, Renee, Barb Fillion. A lot of you I missed when you came in. Mitzi I just caught. She just popped in. So you're welcome to play. I got to get out my... I'm giving away 4 of them, so... you're welcome to play. Now, yeah, I got a message from Cindy. That's Cindy, and I think she is hidden. I think she's right, but I can't do anything now. And I was going to check it last week, and it completely. So I got a message from her. Cindy says, I think a mod may have hidden me. You never know when somebody may or may not like someone in chat. I don't think it's a fact of somebody not liking her. I think I almost did it tonight. That's what I said. Did if I accidentally hid you from chat, it's a fat finger situation. She tried tonight to come onto my live, and she came back and went in, and still no one can see me. She says, I'm not mad but hurt. Cindy, Rain Girl, I will definitely check that out and make sure that you are off of that. I think I checked it before, and I know I took you off. I don't know how you're getting back on there, but I know, and I double-checked it. I triple-checked it. But I have a hunch that you might still be on. If you're listening, Cindy, I hope you're listening. And please don't be hurt. It's a function of chat scrolling, and somebody's typing, and as they're typing, as they go to hit the send, or if they click on something, maybe they're clicking and checking something out in chat or something, your name gets in the way, and the menu pops up, and sometimes it doesn't even ask you if you want to put somebody in timeout or hide them or block them. I've had it happen to me. It just does it. And it hasn't happened to me for a long time. But Cindy, if you're listening, I will take responsibility for that. I do think that she has been blocked. So, but I don't think it was intentional. And I was going to check that last week, and I completely forgot about it. I don't know. My head just passed on to other things. My brain went off on another trail. Let me write myself a note here. Let me stop and do this, because I need to make sure that I check this. Let me get a piece of paper, and I'll leave it in my garden journal, because no, I'm gonna take it with me. Check Rain Girl. To see if she is blocked. And I meant to do that last week, and it went in one side of my brain and out the other. But at this point, I do think you are blocked, but I don't think it was intentional. I don't think anybody said, oh, I don't like Cindy, and blocked her. I don't think that happened, or Cindy said something I didn't like. So the mods in here don't do that. It's more or less a fat finger situation. I'm going to write a note to her. I made a note to me to check it. I forgot last week. I forgot to do that. And I hope she's listening. And let me send her some flowers. Okay, now I want to get out to random org. And sequence generator. Come on. Now it's thinking. You visit often. I know I do. It says you visit often here. It's hung up. My phone is hung up. Let's try it again. Let's get rid of all my notifications. Clear. And I got an Amazon. Let's go to history. And it didn't. 10 recently closed tabs. Now, let's open a new tab. Random org sequence. There we go. Okay. Thank you, guys. Hi, Riri. Hi, Sherry Van. Did you put in a number, Sherry? Did you put in a number for yourself, Riri? Renee is here. Let's see. Karen K, Brenda Barba. Yeah. All right. So let me put in a stop. Hold on. My chat is slow here. Okay. And Becky did the prettiest Mother's Day cards with the fairies. And I thought, I got a fairy book. I'm going to do something similar with the postcards. All right, let me get out here. It's already set up for between 1 and 100. So let me turn the lights down. I'm only at 73%. I was using this phone outside today. Let me turn the lights down. I'm turning down the lights. And let me stand up so you guys can see. Between 1 and 100. Between 1 and 100. And it says, be patient, get sequence. So the first 4, as we go down the numbers, the first 4 people that are closest to the number without going over will win. And it's 78, 93, 14, and 19. Let me write those numbers down. 78, 93, 14, and 19. So the people that are closest to these numbers without going over. And let me refresh my chat over here again, so because sometimes it just stops scrolling on me. Sherry Van has 93 on the dot. So this is Sherry Van. Thank you, Becky. Sherry Van. Now, she's won before, but you're welcome. Is it 2 N's, Sherry, ma'am? And Angie says, I have some people that don't like me, and I have blocked them, no joke, but I don't need them. Well, Angie, you know, sometimes we go through seasons, and who knows, maybe a year from now, your feelings toward those people will change. Oh, Riri said 57 for Dee Dee. Let's see, 78. Who's closest to 78? Let me go back. Angie had 70. Angie, I'll need a mailing address for you if you win. Let's see, 60, 25, 62. Angie has 70, 64, 70, 93, 52, 57. I think it is, I think it's Angie. That's what you guys are saying. Angie has 70. Angie, I'm going to put my mailing address in here, my email address, and I can't send a postcard unless I have your mailing address. So send your snail mail to me. If you do not want me to ever share it, please mark that, because when I make note of it, and I do keep it in an address book, a sort of an address book on my phone, and but I make a note saying do not share. And just like Cheryl, and this is a good time to ask you guys to pray for Cheryl too. And if you want to send her a card or a postcard, she would appreciate that very much. She said nothing big. She's not wanting money or anything like that. Just let her know you're thinking of her. She has breast cancer and she's going through all this chemotherapy. And of course, Renee is, whole family has COVID. And you know, keep each other in your thoughts and prayers, but Cheryl especially. And the reason I'm mentioning it now is if you want to send Cheryl a note or a card or a postcard, you can get her address probably on Beth Schuler's Facebook group if you're a member. If you're not a member, let me know. And I told Cheryl that I would share her address, but I would only share it with people that I knew and trusted. So, Allie K, what did Allie K? See Allie K, Becky says. Angie says, send mine to Cheryl. Okay. Angie, that's good. That's a good idea, Angie. Send to Cheryl. Thank you, Angie, for doing that. Send to Cheryl. Cheryl will appreciate that. Thank you very much, Angie. Mine has, Mina has 11. So Mina has 11. I'm trusting Becky. Becky is better at this than I am. And who's closest to 19? Was that Ellie K? Somebody said see Ellie K. Mary, look up. Send mine to Cheryl. I got that, Angie. See Ellie K, Becky says. What did Ellie K? See Ellie K. I'm missing it. I don't see Ellie K. Did I block Ellie K? I fat-fingered something tonight. Barb Fillion has 17. And Barb, I think you sent me your address just recently, didn't you? I think I asked you for it. I don't remember how long ago it was. Yeah, thank you, Becky. What about Allie K? Becky, you said see Allie K, and I don't see Allie K. Let me refresh chat. Let me go to all messages. I might have to get my phone out. Hi, Kathy D. Oh, you guys see me, right? I see you now, Allie K. But what did Becky said? See, did you say something, Allie K? Aunt Beck says, see Allie K. Oh, there she is. Oh, okay. I see you now, Allie K. You put all the numbers in for me. Thank you, Allie. Allie K and Becky are good with keeping me on track. So I have Angie for 70, and she says send hers to Cheryl. 93 was Sherry Van, and she got it spot on. Mina won the third one, and with 11, the closest to 14, and Barb Fillion. And let's see if Barb answered me. Yes, send to Beth Schuler. Oh, okay, send to, thank you, Barb. Beth will appreciate that. Send to Beth Schuler. Am I understanding you right? Barb, supposed to send yours to Beth. Alec said, I typed in the winners. I see you now. I honestly did not see that. Or I might have read it and thought Becky said it. I might have done that. You guys, you just got to put up with Meri. She's just an old fuddy-duddy sometimes. All right, we're going to do this one. And what I'm going to do in order to speed it along, I'm going to make a pattern, and I'm going to duplicate that pattern. That seems to work pretty well for me. And I think I'll get out the watercolors, I think that Becky sent me, and get out some of that fabric that I got from, and make the fabric wings. We'll have to see how I do that. I can't put it on with Yes Paste, but since I know that tatting, that fine art glitter glue is really holding the tatting down, I think it will hold the netting down. So I'm going to do 8 of these, hopefully. You know, I almost want to trace it, but I can't see through. So I'm just going to do my best of sketching. And I think I'll make her fairly large on the postcard. And it'll just be a sketch. It won't be, don't expect it to be masterpiece art. It'll just be a Meri postcard. And they're not always the greatest. Let's see, but see if as I go in here now, can you guys see? I think you can. In here, it kind of, and then it has these little, it curves here and it's got 1, 2, 3. So if I come down this way with my curve and 1, and they're kind of scallopy. So here's 2, and then 1, 2, and then the third one, there's 1, 2, and then the third one is a little bit smaller, and it goes back up this way. And then she's got this, I don't know if that's part of the flower behind her shoulder there. It's kind of like a little white area like that, and here's her shoulder, and there's that white, and then there's another one coming this way, and I'm thinking it might be these flower petals that she's got around her shoulders. And her shoulder kind of comes, and now this is a pattern, so I can make mistakes and correct on it. And then she's got this curly hair. Let's just kind of dot her head in and kind of get an idea of where her head, she's looking down. So she's looking down here. It's got, her head is looking down there. And she's got a, I wish I could, I'm very much used to the phone. It's got a pretty little face here, forehead, face, and her bangs are in her eyes. But this is really all I need to be conscious of here is the outline, because I'm going to cut this out and trace it onto all the other postcards. So I really just kind of need the shape. And her face really needs to be more at an angle. She's looking down. See, I don't like what I did to her face already. And then this other wing, you just see a part of it. It kind of comes up like this, comes down, and it meets her other arm in here. So her other arm comes like that. This shoulder almost touches her neckline, but you can kind of see a part of her outfit in there. Her collar. And part of her dress coming in there, and her, ignore her face. I don't like what I did there. But this would really, all I need when I cut it out is the out part, the outline part. And I will transfer it probably with a pencil. You'll see. Now, her shoulder comes, she's at an angle here. You can kind of see a part of her back there. And her blouse comes down, well, it comes down to touch at the same spot in here. And so she's got her arms coming down this way and this way. Now there's a hand in there. And I'm not going to cut that out. I'm just going to kind of lightly sketch that hand. Because see, it comes down like this. 1, 2, 3, and ignore the fingers for now. And that looks horrible. Her thumb. I don't like her hand either, but thank goodness that isn't going to count on here. I might have chose a better pattern. And you can kind of see some of this in here of this wing coming underneath of her arm here. Her arm. And her other hand. No, that's her knee. Her knee comes up here. And her arm comes down around this way. Oh, I hate that hand. It looks horrible. And down that way. And I'll have to figure that out. That hand. Oh, it's not that bad. It's just, I don't like that area in there. So, and then her arm is here. And I might, on her hands, just kind of square them off like that. Square this off a little so that it doesn't look as bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. And then she's got, looks like she's got bloomers on. She's probably got one of those little fairy skirts on, because you can see it's kind of a flower petal skirt underneath of her legs here. Let's see. Her arm is resting on a leg. So it kind of comes down like, maybe a little bit poofy. No, not too poofy, Meri. Like so. And you can kind of see a little of the skirt in there. So the skirt kind of comes down like that. And it's pink, so you know it's a skirt. And then her other knee comes down like this. They're not sticks, Meri, they're legs. And then her ankles. She's got little ankles here. And then her feet. And here again. I'm not going to worry too much about getting all the toes in there. I'll put some lines in there and call them toes. Something like that. Something like that. Now she's sitting on a flower. So I might cut some of those flowers out of those sheets that Pearl sent me. Let's fold this up. And these will not go out tomorrow, I'll tell you that for sure. Let's see, what did I do with those little scissors? Penelope, what did I do with those little scissors? Ow. Behind me. I'm reaching for my other pen case here. Yeah, they're in here. Well, what I'm going to do is cut her out, and I'm going to lightly draw her with pencil, a dull pencil. That one's a little sharper. We have an electric pencil sharpener out in the other room. I buy pencil sharpeners, but I lose them. I promptly lose them. But let's just see how fast I can do 8 of these onto postcards and put some watercolor background on them. I'm thinking, now on this one, the background is kind of a green-gray. I could do that, and I don't know, because I'm thinking I'm going to use some of those florals from the sheets. We're not going to make bloomers. Would be cute to make, wouldn't they? Wouldn't bloomers be cute to make? Now this is her hand. I don't know if I like the shape of that, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Wouldn't it be cute to make some bloomers as little embellishments? I'm sure that that's not a original thought, but they would make cute, because I've been thinking about things besides clothespins that I can, and of course I think about my scissors. I've made those, make the clothespins. I was thinking about a watering can, but the bloomers would be cute. Anything that you hang out on the clothesline. Little shirt. Doesn't have to be clothing either. Anything. Make some. I want to get a stash of embellishments. And I'm just gonna, I'm more concerned about getting the outline on the postcards, and then I can kind of fill in the blanks here. And I want to do 8 of them. Let's see how fast I can do that. It's 9 o'clock. They won't get done tonight. I'll probably work on these. I don't get in here on the weekend, and we need to till the garden tomorrow. So, I'm not gardening. I was telling the gals in Becky's crafting chat that we kind of slowed down on our garden this year. My brother planted his tomato and zucchini and cucumber, and he planted my pepper for me. I told him to leave my pepper alone. He grabbed it and planted it anyway. I wanted to put some of that fertilizer under it. Yeah, he grabbed it and planted it. And I wanted to put it in the tub. I have a wash tub on the corner of the house. No, he put it in the ground for me. Oh. So I guess I'll get a cherry plant for a cherry tomato plant for the tub. But I know he heard me, because I remember telling him, and he said he'd leave it alone, but he didn't. But if I get the watercolor background on, I'm thinking about using those, I was thinking about using the watercolors that Becky sent me, but I might change my tune and use those Tim Holtz watercolors pencils, not pencils, sticks. I'll have to get them and show them to you. Those might make nice backgrounds. But let's do the, all I'm going to do at first is trace around the outside. with pencil. Cut right there. Come on. Don't be stubborn. All right. So let's do one and then I'll cut. I got 3 blank cards here and I'll cut. I need 5 more. And then I'll do all the backgrounds. Now I think there's a rough side and a smooth side. I want to work on the smooth side. And I should, maybe I can hold it good enough because all I want to do is pencil in where this little fairy's gonna go. And then I'll come back in and detail it. And I need to sharpen these pencils. But they'll work for tonight, I think, for this. Hold it still, Meri. So, I know some of you can't stay all night, or even until 10. I want to thank you for coming. The weekend is upon us. Yay! We're going to till in the garden this weekend. Or, I think we are. I think it's going to rain on Sunday, though. Again, it's going to be rainy next week. I'm going to try to work in the... Oops, I didn't get this wing. If I can't put this back, I need to do this. So let me do these. You just get the shape in there, and then I'll come in and draw the rest. And I have been known to take this shape and trace it out on another piece of paper, then cut out the individual pieces and make individual patterns. So I have something very similar to this. We'll see how that goes. Right now I just want to do 8. And this is the smooth side and that's the rough side. This would make a fun stamp. And I'm using this fairy. It's called the Candy Tuff Fairy. And I'm using it as inspiration. This is the fairy is not my art, except for what I'm doing here is my art, but I'm looking at the calendar page to do this. And I think as long as, you know, I'm not selling this, I'm just making postcards to send, 8 of them to send away for, you know, I think I'm not violating copyright. I think this is probably could categorize as fair use. I'm not really claiming copyright on this fairy. You know, I'm getting inspired. It's like you're going to a museum and you're looking at a piece in the museum and you're getting inspired by something that somebody did. We did that a lot in college. How many times I went to Sheldon Art Gallery. How many times I don't even know if that statue is out there. They had a courtyard, Sheldon Art Gallery. I'll bet that statue is still there. I wonder if it's still there. I should get up there to check it out. Joslyn was in Omaha. I only went there a couple times because that was, and then I was older then. I wasn't really going to the university then. All right, well, most of it is there. I didn't get this piece. And we were talking about flowers today in, and Deb Farrell, I was saying our irises are blooming, and Deb Farrell was saying how you could take the iris and put it, and I might do it. I might have to cob one of them before they fold in, because she said she used one that was in full bloom, and you put it down on paper, and then you take a hammer and pound around, and the color from the iris comes, it makes a flower on your paper. You're pounding it in. But I think you can make iris dye, and you wait until the blooms, are finished and they start folding in. And I've never done it before. I'm reading about it, but there's some sort of, when the blooms start getting old, they ooze a purple dye, and somehow you save that. And I'm going to have to read more about it. But I was reading where one lady said she even froze because she couldn't get it to them right away. And so she put her iris blooms that were dying into the freezer to use later, and she said it worked. So I might try that too, to see if, but I want to read more about it and see if I can't make some dye out of those spent iris blooms, because we've got a lot of iris coming up on the west side of our house. I want to get out there this weekend while the lawn is still halfway short. I notice there's some more dandelions coming up out there. But I want to show you the bulbs that are blooming, and the peonies are starting to bloom. Not bloom, bud. We didn't get that many daffodils out there. The weather wasn't conducive for daffodils this year. All right, so the fairy will look something like this when it's done. I'm going to cut 5 more, which means I'm going to cut 2 sheets of watercolor paper. And it just hit me. The person I was trying to remember in chat, you guys are going to go, Meri, how could you forget Arlene? And I could see her. All of her messages. Arlene comes on in the morning, and you know, that kind of scares me when my mind does that. I could not remember Arlene's name. Shh, don't tell Arlene. She doesn't generally come into my evening chat. She usually comes in the mornings. You could keep her in your prayers too, because sometimes she, you know, sometimes she's kind of like, we're kind of alike, and then sometimes she's just not up to it. But she's not up to it for a different reason. I go, I'm tired. You know, she has health issues that prevent her from doing things she'd really like to do. All right, let's cut these at 4 inches. I'm making 4 by 6. And these will start taking shape in a bit here. Let me get the outline on and on them here. And get the background in and pick out some fabric and lace. Then I think I'm going to use that fine art glitter glue on them, because had kind of a busy week again last week that I haven't been tatting as much as I'd like to. But it would be fun to put some tatted. Katia says, do a ring, and I could even do like a chain of 4, a chain of rings. And she said, make all the Picasso's different sizes. And I could probably make a little flower to put on these, but it's going to take me a while to do that, so I don't know if this is just me yakking right now. I can't thing came off. That would be fun to put a little tatted flower on these. But I'm really liking how the fine art glitter glue is gluing, keeping these things, the tatted pieces. I haven't had any reports of the tatted pieces falling off yet. All right, whoops, I knocked you guys right in the face. Brenda says, I'm still here, Angie. Mary, how did the boy do on the mowing, Angie wants to know. He did a really good job. He left his hat here. He left his hat, Angie. I had a laugh because that's kind of a family story of when my dad met my mom. He came over and they sat out on the porch swing, and when he left his hat. He had to come back for his hat, and we always teased Dad that he left his hat so he'd have a reason to come back. My mom and Dad met locally here during World War II. My dad was in the Army, but he worked at the Navy Ammunition Depot, which was very functional during World War II. And my mom worked there too. And I've got a picture somewhere here of a picnic of my mom and dad, where my mom and dad went to. They called it a company picnic. It was a picnic of the people that worked at the Navy Ammunition Depot. And, you know, I should show you guys that. Should go out there and drive around out there, because you can go into certain parts of it. It's all been converted, well, not all of it. Most of it has been converted into federal land and used for business purposes. The campus part that was like the corporate headquarters and the headquarters of the Navy back then, it's all been converted into a community college. And I've taken classes there when I was younger. Community college. I took Fortran there, but I went to the university, but this was after I was out of the university. Staying home with mom and dad and bored, so I took a Fortran class. Did okay in it. I think I got a B out of it. I didn't get an A, got a B. Grades don't mean much to me, though. I'm not paranoid about that stuff. Okay, I got 4 traced. I might get some color. That's what I'm going to do next here, is I'm going to do the background colors, lightly colored, I think. I'm not sure. I might do some on a test piece first. And what I might do, well, no, I'm thinking here what I want to do. I'm thinking, because I don't want the color to come into bleed into my fairy here. So I'm thinking I kind of just want to wash in the background. And then I think I'm going to use some lace for the wings. We'll see how that works. And use some of the pillowcase florals for the flowers. I think I got 5 of them now. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might do 9 and use one as a pattern just so I don't mess up. Figure out what I'm doing. Right now I'm just tracing the fairy onto them. This seems to work pretty good for me. I've done several things like this. I started doing this type of technique where I'll cut out a pattern like this and then use it to make duplicates. Seems to work for me. You could also copy it, photocopy it, work it all up and photocopy of it, but I kind of like doing this, and then each little fairy turns out to be a little different. Same shape, but different personality, kind of. But when I was doing those paper dolls, last year I did a lot of paper dolls like this. And it works out pretty good. I think that's 6. Got 3 more here. Can't get it. Now, she might be sitting on a rose. And Angie, thank you for passing yours along to Cheryl. That is so sweet. And Barb Villian said pass hers along to Beth Schuler. Thank you guys for doing that. That's really sweet of you to do that. They'll be surprised. That's a kindness. That is a kindness. I like doing these on Friday night because I do so much needlework now during the week that I like doing the doodles and the postcards on the weekend so I can get some art in. So I can do some real art, so to speak. Even if it is postcards and doodles, I can do some art. And I don't know if I told you guys or not, but you knew I was planting those seedlings for the Japanese indigo. When I planted my canna bulbs yesterday, I found a good spot to put I wasn't sure where I was going to put my Japanese indigo. And I'm sure hoping, I keep checking when I planted them up on, let's see, today is Friday. I planted them on Tuesday morning. And every time I water them several times during, I spritz them with water several times during the day to keep them moist. It says on the directions to keep the seedlings, soil moist. And I always go, oh, are they peeking out yet? Are they peeking out yet? I'm so anxious to see if they're peeking out. I'll put a little more of a marking down in here. Nope. Is that 1 or 2? It's 2. I think this is the last one, but I'm not sure. I'll have to count them again. And I'm just going to take a little watercolor and wash the background and the foreground here with watercolor to kind of make them not heavily colored. Just a wash. The feet kind of want to kick up their heels. And then the other thing I was thrilled to find we can't kind of keep our garden tools and our seed packets and stuff like that when we buy plants. We keep them in the back porch until we plant them. And I was out in the back porch looking for my canna bulbs. And I thought I had saved some black walnuts. And I found the bag that I put my black walnuts in, so I can make another fabric. Maybe take one of those tablecloths that I got from Pearl and do some eco dyeing with those walnut that I saved. I don't think I'll have much of a problem getting something out of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to keep the pattern here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of keep this as a palette. Well, I'm going to do one. This will be a test one, because I'm not sure how what my head is thinking is going to work. I want to grab, I was going to use the watercolor that Becky sent me, but I think I'm going to grab these pencils. And I did get fresh water tonight. And I want a cup. Oh, where did they go off to? They're down here. And I probably should get out a paper towel for safety purposes. Now I'm not going to do heavy color. In my head, I'm saying I'm not going to do, I need something to use as a palette. Well, I have a watercolor pen, but well, here's the water. I think I'm going to be feisty and use the back of this as a palette, because I just want something to, what I'm thinking here, let's put some water in here first. Put some water. See how my hand shakes? I don't know what's causing that. Unless, well, I'm tired. My hand, I've been shoveling and my muscles are sore. I'm getting muscles like a, I was going like, you know, like this, you know how men show their muscles. I'm getting muscles. All right, so this is kind of a test here. What I want to do is take like that light blue. And this is more of a teal here. I think this is more the light blue. Let's get it out here. Let's open up all of them. Well, I really don't need, but I'm going to open them all up anyway. And this I'm just going to use if I want to see what color I'm using. And a swatch card. Then I want a brush. And maybe I'll use this one to start with because it's a watercolor. It's fairly large, but I just want to do a wash. And what I want to do is, let's go for this blue, this light blue here. And we're going to see how this works, what I'm thinking here. Because this is a test one. Get my pencil out of the way. All right. So what I want to do is take this color, and that's just paint. That's, well, is that paper there? That's paper. I want a palette. We're going to put it on here. And I'm going to take a little water. And just, now I could put it, that's not working, so let's just, I don't want to get it too heavy on my paper. I just want a little light color. That's even a little more than I expect. It doesn't matter if some gets behind the wings, because the wings are going to be kind of transparent anyway. I guess I'm going to put more of this on here than what I think, because it's awfully light. The color is light. And let's see, probably about down to here for the skylight. And just kind of come in on these and watercolor them in. Now, these will go through the mail, so if it's a rainy day, they might get... Well, let's see what can happen if I go dry into wet here. I was hoping to put it in a palette, but I think I'm going to do it this way. See, I say I'm not going to use a lot of color, then I start plastering it on. I just have to have color. I noticed that when I urban sketch, my pages have a lot of color on them. But that suits me. So that suits me. All right, now, and I don't care if some of this blue gets down in here where I'm going to put the green and the flowers. I'm going to put some green down in here the same way. And the postcard will be warped until I'll flatten them out underneath of this tabletop. Let's use, I kind of want a lighter green like this over here. I'm going to leave my blue out because I'm going to do all of them. So let's grab this light green. These are Tim Holtz. Let me get the lid. If you aren't familiar with, I got these. They were on sale. Where is the... Did I not have the paper in this one? Let me turn it over. No. What happened to all the print? Hold on. They're the distress. Well, I must have taken the packaging out. They're Tim Holtz Distress Watercolor Pencil Set is what they are. And there's three, he's got 3 sets of them. I bought them when they first came out. A lady online, and I cannot remember her name. Typical of Meri. Cannot remember her name. Scarborough. Candace Scarborough, I think is. Scarborough? Candace is her first name. Now this is a light green. I have to put this on a lot heavier than what I thought. But I just kind of want a wash in the background of these. And kind of get her legs in there. And see, the flowers are going to go on top of this. A flower fabric I'm going to glue on it. You'll see. So let's do this. So you can see she's starting to pop out of here now. Now I may end up with 9 instead of 8. Somebody may get this. I don't know who. We'll see. Somebody may get this one. So let's go ahead and do all of those. I'm going to set it aside and let it dry. And I think I'll do all the blue and then come and do all the green. That's a blank one. And it is 9:41. I am going to quit at 10 o'clock. I'll just have to work on these. I'll have to work on them Either, oh, I don't know if I can get at them over the weekend, but I will get them sent out. And I'm combining the ones I was going to do with the scissors. I'm sending them fairies instead. So I'll be sending out two weeks worth, which will be 8 and or 9, because I have that sample one. I should have done this morning. I was just too tired. I couldn't sleep last night. I had a hard time sleeping. No, I think I'll do the green right along with it. I had a hard time sleeping last night, and my alarm went off, and I just couldn't make myself come in here and stream. Couldn't do it. And these are kind of they're not soft. They're not waxy. And they seem to last, you know, because look how much I've used this quite a bit on here and the other one, and you can hardly tell. A crayon would not last this long. And I don't know, am I using green or gray? This might be a gray color. Let me look at this. It looked green to me. That may be gray. I might have I'm looking at it now, and it looks gray on here. I'm going to switch. It's hard to tell. It looks green, and then it looks gray to me. Maybe it's the outer part here that's looking gray. This lighting really throws me. It was next to a green. Let's see what it says. It says speckled. It's speckled egg. Maybe that's why it looked gray to me. Because pickled raspberry, that's this. Fired brick, rusty hinge. Fired brick, rusty hinge. Oh, that's mustard seed. Mustard seed must be over here. I must have got them mixed up at this point. Or did I pull it out of this one? Doesn't matter. I don't see anything. Well, this says crushed olive. But that on here looks gray, not green. That does not look green to me. That's the blue. Where did it go? When I look at it here, it looks green. When I look at it on here, it looks gray. It's so hard for me to tell. I might put that back and pull. Well, that one's blue. This is more of an olive green here. Let's see. Maybe this one. See, I get these. Well, it should tell on the wrapper. Let's go look at that again. See, it looks like a light green to me. Let's see what it says that it's speckled egg on here. So I was right, it was speckled egg, but that just looks gray to me. Maybe it has gray tones in it. It's not as green as what I would. This one is, let me pull it out. See, this is what I get into. I haven't used these a whole lot. This one is Twisted Citron. Let's try that. That other one was, we'll go back and color it, but that was my test one anyway. Twisted Citron. Whoops. That does not look green. That speckled egg looks gray to me on there. This looks more greenish. That's more what I want. And stuff like that. See, I've got a mark there. That'll get covered up. I'm not worried about that. Looks like it came off of when I was sketching, when I drew. I'm not too worried about it. And I'm just going to, this feels like it was the rough side. No, I think that's rougher. It has some texture to it. And I don't mind it being the line showing because I am going to put water on this and do a wash. So I can go back and forth on it. I'm just getting color down. All right. Let's try this and see what happens here. Put my dairy over there. So I just kind of want it to be a little blendy wash here. A light wash. That's much better. I like that color a lot better, that green. That looks green to me. I'm going to have to, when I put her skirt on. I'm not sure what I did there, how I did that mark. Could try to erase it after this dries. See if it'll erase. All right. Now I should have done the blue first. Here's my paper towel. If I get blue in the green, I don't mind, but I don't want green in the blue. Well, it could be a tree up there, a leaf. I just kind of want it washed in there. That's okay. We'll put that aside. I'm going to get this out again and put some more green on that. That just doesn't go over good with me. And it looks like some of that might, when I rub my crayon against the pencil line, I see it happened in there too. Looks like it draws some of that lead out into the, makes those gray lines. You gotta watch that. All right, let's put some more blue on here too. I'm not happy with this one. This was just the test one, but I want it a little darker. Yeah, that said it was speckled egg, but it sure did look gray to me. I guess speckled egg could be a gray color. All right, let's do the blue first. Just kind of blending it in. Where's my something on my brush? Now there'll be a flower. She's going to have some flowers on here. She's going to be sitting on flowers. So don't worry about, I'm not worried about it too much. What time is it? 9:50. Let's put these over here. I got the colors I want. I got to get them out of my way. Penelope. Meri. But see, now here's a piece of lace. Now this might be too big. But I'm thinking, let me grab one of these. See, I'm thinking lace wings. And I think that if I glue these down pretty good, those will make nice wings. You know, this is kind of puffy up in there. But, and then get the flower on here, do her face. So I think that it's going to work. We'll see. We'll see. It's more of a time thing for me than anything. is, can I get them all done? All right, blue. I think I'll go back to doing all the blue and then all the green. Seems like that works for me. So blue. And I could even stack them up here. This as a palette did not work for me. I was thinking I could use that as a palette and wet down, rub it on there and then get some wet spots and transfer it like you would watercolor, but that didn't work. It's just better to put it right on the paper like this and wet it and make it into a wash. And that's not working for me. I need to do one at a time. It'll be interesting to see if these go through the mail without getting rained on. I think they'll go through. I've been having pretty good luck with my postcards going through the mail. Allie K's, I have trouble with Allie K's, one of the pictures on hers tore. So I sent her a clothespin one and she got that and she said it came through good. So it was just, I probably didn't have it glued down good on the corner. So it doesn't matter how I'm putting this down, because when I do the wash, it'll all blend out. I'm just getting color down on the paper. What I'm saying is I can go any direction that I want here, and it really doesn't matter too much. There's that one. I feel like I get two of them. Do I have two of them? No, I've only got one. So I hope that you guys are all off to a good weekend. I hope that the storms stay away from you. They were saying in yesterday morning's chat, I didn't stream this morning, but I did the stream yesterday morning, and it was storming where Arlene and Angie were yesterday morning. I'm going, man, in the morning? Now, when we get tornadoes here, they usually fire up in the late afternoon, or depending on the day, usually start worrying about it about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You start watching the skies. Ours come from the south, through Kansas, maybe from the west. Kansas gets hit from Colorado. And ours come from that direction. We don't usually worry about tornadoes in the morning time. I never have. I think I got a bug bite right there. I don't know what bit me. It looks like a mosquito bite. I was watching a YouTube video where they said if you take coffee, and I think it was dish soap, and you mix coffee with something and in a container. I don't know if it was vinegar or dish soap. I think it was dish soap because of the consistency of it. But you put it in a dish or something, and it's supposed to keep the mosquitoes don't and the bugs don't like the coffee. Yeah, so to speak, I guess. That's what the point of that video was. Coffee and some sort of a mixture. Well, I'll tell you, it itches. I think it's a mosquito bite. I don't know how that got. I don't remember swatting a mosquito on my wrist. So all I'm doing here is putting in the skies. I've got, what, 2 left? And then we'll go back and do the grass. But we're not supposed to get storms this weekend, but we'll get rain on Sunday. I mean storms like tornado storms. And then I think Monday is going to be clear, but I think Tuesday or Wednesday it's going to rain again. We're supposed to have a cool rainy week next week. I do like these. I like that they're hard and I can put a lot of pressure. I'm putting a lot of pressure on these and I'm not breaking them. You could not do that with Crayolas. I'd be snapping them in half as much pressure as I'm putting on these. And they seem to put a lot of pigment down when I press down. And, you know, if I was doing this with a crayon, my crayon would be down to here. I'm not even through the tip of it yet, and I've done 9 of these. So I think they're worth the value, the money that you paid for them. I can't remember the full cost of, I'm thinking around $19 retail, but I could be wrong. I forgot. It's been a while. I got them for a deal when they first came out. I want to say half price, but it may have been more like 40% off or something. I can't remember. All right, there's all the blue. Now let's go back and put the green in. And she's going to look like this in the end. And she's going to have lacy wings. And I'm going to use flowers off of those sheets. I won't get that done tonight. I might take some out there and start cutting them off of those sheets that Pearl sent me. And they're not all roses. There's different types of flowers on there. Might make a nice postcard. You know, her feet. I have to be kind of careful here. See, I think what happens with these lines, when I get in here at I want to say wax, but the color, the pigment, hits the pencil and kind of draws some of that lead. And I think that's how I got the marks. Whoops, I kind of went over her leg there. Well, we might have to put a flower there. I might make this one my 9th one. Because I colored her leg green. But she could have a leaf coming up there, a piece of grass. Her leg could be hiding in the grass. Now I think I'll stop after I get the green and do the wash on these one at a time, so I can set it aside and let it dry. So let's do that. Gonna do the sky first. And just kind of get a wash in there. Kind of blendy it. They are watercolor, so it does move the pigment. Water moves the pigment. I think these are going to turn out. I think they're going to be fun. Yeah. Alrighty, I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. I think I'm liking these. I'm going to stop each time and blue. I don't mind getting a little blue in the green. It's just like sky is blending with the grass, but I don't want green in the sky. It look like hail. It's gonna hail. You know, the clouds, I've got to be careful in here. The clouds start turning a ugly color, a greenish color when it starts to hail. Not a pale green, ugly color. We don't want green sky. Stormy. Watch your legs here, Meri. They're not that fat. And you could probably do a lot of creative things with this. I'm just using it as a background wash color. You could probably do a lot of, I haven't done too much research on the ways people have used these. I'm just using them as a background wash. But I imagine there's a lot of creative ways to use these watercolor pencils. I'm just wondering what they're made out of, because this is not waxy. It's a pigment, but I'm wondering what kind of a medium that they use for the pencil part. It's not wax. Or if there's wax in it, it isn't like a crayon, because it doesn't feel waxy. All right, let's just blend. Whoops. That green out of there. Got a little green up in there. Might have to pretend that like that's a tree. I don't know. I might need to get a different brush out. For the different colors, we'll start using this one for the blue. No, that's kind of thin. We need a thicker one. Oh, I'm so hard on my brushes. Here, this one. My Sharpie pen. I might have to go in and put some more blue on this. And then I'll use this one for the green, so I don't have a green sky. I kind of got green up in there. After I said I didn't want it to hail. Alright. Not too much green, just a little bit. Look what's happening here. In there. I'll have to go in and put some more blue in there. I'll let it dry. And look what's happening here. All right. Go back in with the green. it's a little bit after 10. If you guys need to leave, I certainly understand. It gets late. I just wish you all a good weekend. All right, let's do this. More careful. And green, I've been using quite a bit of that. It's starting to wear down a little, but there's a pretty large area on each postcard in here. And I'm putting it on pretty thick. I'd like to see how Tim Holtz uses these. He probably has, and I haven't been following. I'm not a color. I don't do much color book, coloring color, but I do like to paint. All right, and so let's blend this out. Keep the blue looking blue. And blend this. I'm just smoothing out the watercolor pencil. That's all I'm doing here. Kind of making it a little wash. Alrighty. I'm setting it aside, letting it dry. Wipe off my desk. Might have to get out a different towel. I'm getting tired of doing green. I'm not good with a lot of repetition. I always want to move on and do something else. I should know better than to do 9 of them. I always do more than, I should have stopped at 4, but I didn't want to do the scissors. So I wanted to do fairies, and I wanted to do fairies this week. And I wanted to do another giveaway, so that's how I ended up doing 8. And then the 9th one was a trial, and that's how I end up with more than 4. I always end up doing more than I should, or trying to do more than I should. I'm coloring like a kindergartner here. I'm coloring like a kindergartner. No, but that's what's fun about it. Being 5 years old again. Alrighty. Blue skies. I think the water kind of picks up some of the pigment too as I work on these. Well, I'm sure it does, because look at my towel. But that's okay, because I kind of wanted to wash. Meri was going to leave at 10. Ha. Now my head is going, I want to go get some lace for the wings. I want to cut out flowers. I got a whole box of sheeting. Renee's gonna make bloomers. Oh, I got a little color in there. I think it'll be okay. All right, we'll set this aside. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 3 left. Let's pick this up. Now I think I'll get out another towel. What's this? I think I'll save that scrap. It's got a face on it. Okay, yeah, I was seeing something over here. Let me reach. Oh, let me reach. Look, I got this doily. Wouldn't these make wonderful wings? They've got black, but man. Now they're a little bit different shape. But on my postcards, I think that these would make really nice wings. On my postcards, I haven't really shaped them out too much. That one's still wet. Let's grab one of the first ones. That, you know, I could fit these in. I'd have to cut up this beautiful doily. But I paid $2 for it. I got this at the thrift store. But I think these would make wonderful wings. I think I'll be converting these. Let me trim the plastic price tag thingy off. And let's see, I've got 9 postcards. Let's see, there's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't know where it started. 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. Let's say there's 22 of these. And then let's say there's 22 on the back. Let's say there's 44 of these. And I have 9 postcards with a possibility of 4 wings, but more like 3 because that second wing doesn't show up very much over here. So 3 times 9 is 27. I'll certainly have enough of them. Oh, I might use this for the fairy. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if it'll go through the mail. I might need something thinner, like a curtain lace, was what I was thinking. I'll have to review that in my head, which one I want to use. It might be too thick. My tatting went through fine, but this is like size 5. This is larger even than the white. The black might be a size 10, but the crochet thread itself might be like a size 5 or 8. Which is a thicker thread. I guess if I glued it down good, it'd go through. But I'd have to work at it. So I might go back to my thought about doing the curtains. Oops. Knock all my postcards down. It might be too thick. But it was a thought. I was going to make a bottle doll, I think, out of this. Going to use make me another bottle doll and have this as a skirt. That's what I saved it for. All right, back to the green. That's blue. What did I do with the green? I've got 3 left of these, I think. 1, 2, 3. But you can see my thought process. when I do this stuff, I said, oh, this would look nice. Well, it would look cool if I wasn't sending them as postcards. That's another thought. I could just put them in an envelope if I use them, but I think I'm going to go back to the curtain, a little bit flatter lace, curtain lace for the wings. And I think that there's one in there that Pearl sent that I can cut up. And I bought it to cut up. And she buys it with the thought that we're going to cut it up. Except for the really nice stuff. I got a Quaker tablecloth. I think I paid $20 for it. It was on auction. And I think I paid $20 for it. That's not going to get cut up. That's going to get hung behind me. And that baptismal dress, I don't think that's for a real child. It's too small. I think it's for a doll. I think it's for a doll. Could make a doll for it, but I'm going to hang that up behind me too. And the other curtains, depending on what I have left after I decide what to cut up and not, I want to string a curtain rod over the front of my bookcases and have curtains kind of as a curtain rod over my bookcases behind me. That's my thought. I may never get it done. It's fun to think about it, though. Now, I'll get them hung up on my room divider. Lattice was the word I was trying to think of with the white crisscross wood, is lattice. My head could not pull lattice out of my brain when I was talking earlier. Lattice work. I have room dividers that are lattice work with white wood behind me. I'm getting old, you guys. What's going to happen when I'm 86? I probably won't have to not stream anymore because I won't make any sense at all. I'm giggling at that. Oh, you know what? That was for my blue sky, and I put it in the green. Oh, dear. I have to wash that out really good. Talking. Wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Oh, Meri, Meri, Meri. You guys must think she's a nutcase tonight. I am most nights. That's me. I try not to be. I try to make sense. I don't do good with online math. Becky's always making, Becky and Allie K both correcting my math online. I do okay when I can sit down by myself with a paper and a pencil. I know how to add and divide and subtract. I may not be able to do calculus, but I'm rotten at it online when I'm trying to stream and think about it and talk about it all at the same time. I'm not good at it. But that's okay not to be good at it. Online. I got you guys to correct me. All right. It's a lot of area here. And I'm just putting in color. I'm just putting down color because I'm going to blend it all in. I think I've only got one after this. I think this is my second to last one. Alrighty. Let's see how much green I got out of this. It looks pretty clean. My water may not be clean. No, I think I'll be okay. use this one for the green. You know, I bought that new heat gun. I haven't even opened it out of the package yet. I haven't been in here much. Only when I'm streaming. I need to get in here and work a little bit more than I do. Where am I going to put this? Up here, I think. One more, I think. One more. Oh, blue. Got a little blue sky down there by her toes. That's water. She's dipping her toes in a little puddle of water. But there's green in there too. It's blue right there. This would be fun for a kid to do. And the detail parts might be a little hard to do for a child, but if you had a nice, but I don't know if I would want to use these markers for a child. These are more adult markers, watercolor pencils. But a child could use a watercolor crayon and have fun doing this. Because I'm having fun just smearing the color on here. And not really worried about too much about where it's going. As far as I know, this whole area I want is green. And it's just going to fall into the background. And I could do watercolor, I could do acrylic just as easy and maybe faster. But it's fun using these. It's fun using them. I got them, I might as well use them. Alrighty. Let's do the sky. This is the last one, I think. Might as well use them if you buy them. And they were at a good sale price, so I grabbed them while they were, don't know if I'd buy any more at retail. Buy watercolors, but I haven't even, I bought a set when I was in high school. I wanted this set of Derwent watercolor pencils. And of course I was in high school. I worked part-time when I was in high school at a local nursing home. I could have saved up and got them, but I was in college before, and I was probably a junior or senior before I finally bought my set of Derwent watercolor pencils. And you know, I still have that set. I won't let go of it. I brought it home. I brought it back to Nebraska with me. It's in there in my little closet over to the side. And I'll bet those watercolor pencils, I've used them, but I haven't shaved them down, you know what I mean? They're still pretty tall. And I used green in this, but I don't have any more blue to do. So let me kind of wash out my brushes. And dump my water. And we'll put this one up to dry. Somewhere. Over there. Wipe off my table. Oh, what time is it? It's only 10:25. I think I'm going to reach over in that box and see if I can find one of those curtains, that kind of a netting. And let me dump this water before I spill it. Dump it in my water jug. I'll clean the paper cup out. That works. I'll be using that again. Okay. Let me reach. I threw my box over here. Put the Christmas tree cigar boxes. Remove those. What's this? This skirt. It's made out of a polyester. It looks like a, I'm not sure what I'm ever going to use this for. I'll think of something. It'll come in handy when I need it. I want to reach in this box and grab one of these curtains. I think they're right at the top. This is floral. Like, see, here's some roses. Let me get that out. Another cigar box. Here's a blue rose. Let me reach. I've got these envelopes on top. That's that gold. Here's the, I'm pretty sure this is not the Quaker, because she said the Quaker would have the Picasso on them, and this does not have the Picasso. I don't want to cut something up that is See, I think this is curtain. I'm pretty sure it is. And this certainly doesn't have Picasso. And it's a very pretty one. But I bought it to cut. And then my other option, let me get these out of the way, is this more tan one. And this I know is a curtain because it's fringed. But see, I could see some wings out of this. I could see a wing right here. But it kind of blends in. I think the white would. Oh, and I know this is a curtain too because it's got a, and this is, I'm so worried that I'm going to do something wrong. Yeah, see, I can see a wing, but I might have to, in order for it to show up on here, I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut this area. Let me bring my postcard out. I'm going to cut this area out and see if I can't get wings out of it. But in order for them to show up on my postcard, I might have to darken this area. Because right now it's white under there. And when I darken it, I might get that gray out again. But because you see, you can't, it doesn't show up very good like this. Well, it might show up for you guys better, but not that well. And how would, let me get out that one that has the green, where I painted her leg green here. And use this as, because I got 9 of them. And let me cut this area. I'm going to cut, because I'll never hang, well, I could, I could hang a portion of this up with my bookcase, but I can get more of this. I can get more of this, and I want to use them as, let's see what it says here on the label. Machine wash, tumble dry, low heat, do not bleach, 100% polyester, made in the USA, JCPenney. So this is a JCPenney curtain. And I'm going to cut it up. Shut your eyes. Let's see, Brenda says, I'm going to go out and see if I can see nothing, lights that are supposed to be visible tonight. Brenda says, I meant to check my baby trees today. Wednesday night and early yesterday morning we had tornadoes. Water coming off the hill may wipe out some of my trees. I guess that's on my list for tomorrow. They're talking about storms in Tennessee. Brenda says she's on the southern middle, just this side of the Alabama line. Did Beth pop in? Hi, Beth. Beth Schuler. An overworked muscle will shake. You need to take it easy, Mary. Yeah, I have been using my hands a lot in the gardening this past week. All right, I'm going to cut. Close your eyes. I have a hard time cutting this. I have a hard time cutting it, but I bought it to cut. So I'm just going to cut out a section. I bought it to cut. I didn't cut it to buy it to hang. I don't know if my brother would appreciate me hanging curtains around his drapes. He draws a line at some things. Although he lets me do pretty much what I want in this room. And what I'm thinking is, I saw on YouTube a lady took her drapes because she was having trouble opening them, closing them. And that's what it is with this room in here. Because I don't like what they use to hang these drapes. The things fall off of the curtain rod. And what I'd like to do is something what I saw on YouTube. She put them on rings, you know, put grommets, or somehow she got her curtains on rings. And I don't know, I can't remember if they were grommet rings or if she made the loops on the drapes, you know what I'm talking about? But what was really neat about what she did is she had some kind of a remote tool that she could open. She got it on Amazon, she said, and it opens and closes the drapes by remote control. And that's what I'd love to have in here. I keep the drapes in here closed just because it's so hard. It's so hard to open and close them. I'll deal with these curtains after the stream. I want to play with this one where I painted her leg and see. I think I'm going to have to put some dark on her wing. But I'm debating whether I want to paint it because it's just not going to show. Now I got the label in here. Let me get the label off of here. JCPenney curtains. Throw that away. And I'm using this straight from what Pearl sent, so I have not washed these or anything. You might take that into consideration. When I do artwork, I very seldom, if I was doing something I was going to wear or something, but this is going to be glued down, I'm going to have to put black in there, or dark, something to make it pop, a dark blue. But I don't think I'm going to use the crayons to do that, the watercolor. I think I'm going to paint it. And it will just make the lace pop. It will make, this is English Navy. And I'll need a piece of wax paper. I think I got a piece out, but I don't know. This was the bottom, the back. This is the inside of when I was doing that walnut dyeing. But I think if I put it like this, I'll be okay. And we're going to experiment here with this one. That's why I made 9 of them. Now, where's my pattern? My lady, if I do the wings, see, I won't want to. Where's my pencil? I put it back in here. See, this is a point where I start cutting this apart, but I'll want her head coming down like this. Her head I might do with watercolor. And then she's got a little white, kind of a little white area in there. And her back, her arm comes here. And see, her back kind of comes up this way. Her back. Kind of like. And that's not a good example. She's got another kind of little wing in here. And then her back comes that way, and then her arm comes down this way. So just this area in here is what I'm going to paint this dark blue. And I'm only going to do it dark, and then over on this side, not tonight because I'm getting tired, but I'm going to trace this onto another paper, and then, so I have this. I could just take a picture of it too and print it off. So I have one like this, and then I'm going to cut out these shapes and transfer them that way. I could transfer them on the back here. I could do that, but that isn't generally how I do it. But for tonight, I just, to get that dark blue on there, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I'm okay. I'm going to do her head, kind of, her head's looking down, so it kind of comes like that. Sort of like that in her hair. So her wing, I'm going to do, now see, her shoulder comes up this way. So her wing is going to be right in there. And she's got a little white. This is her shoulder. She's got a little white area in there. She's got a little white area in here. And a little white, and I'll show you. The little white areas. Looks like it's either part of a flower that she's using as a collar, or it's another little wing, part of the wing. I'm not sure why those are on there, but they are. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's get out some blue and see how this works. And then I really have to stop tonight. What do I do with these? I'll show them to you. I'm not going to cut out tonight. I'm going to cut some of these blue flowers out of here, and some of the roses. See, these are roses, but no, they're not roses. These are a different kind of flower, but they'll go good. They'll go good on here with her. She can be sitting on a flower, and I'll put them probably, you know, maybe drape a little of them over her. Give her, on this one, she's got a little petal skirt here. She's a flower. She's got a little pink blouse on. She's got gold hair. So we'll see how these turn out. It might take me a bit, but I wonder if I can get, surely out of this that she sent me a lot. Surely I can get enough flowers out of here for this. So pink and blue. But let's do this. I'm curious to know if this is going to work. And this is just white cotton. I might use this for my walnuts. I found walnuts. All right, I don't need a whole lot of paint. I just need some dark. Let me get rid of the cap here. The plug. And a smaller brush. This one. I'm so hard on the brushes. Look at that. I had it set in there wrong. I don't know if I can fix that brush or not. Hot water generally. When you wash out your brush with hot water and then you reshape those bristles. Let's try this one. I buy my brushes at Walmart. I'm so hard on them. Now I'm only painting them dark blue because I'm going to put white lace over them. And I need the white lace to show up. Otherwise, she would not have dark blue wings. Let's turn this way. Can you guys see? Push this stuff up a little. And I really do need to quit, but I want to get this, I want to try this with the lace before I go to bed. Or I'll have nightmares thinking about it. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Did you mess it up? And it really doesn't matter too much because I am going to put lace over this, but I kind of want to get it an even coating here. I was reading a post in K3N's group, Slow Stitch group, and this lady posted that she worked so much and she's just kind of newly retired. And she said when she worked, she saw all these nice things going on, but she didn't dare get involved in it because, you know, she worked hours and hours, I guess that's what she made it sound like. And she was saying now that she's retired, she's never bored. And boy, did I identify with that, because when I worked long hours, and you just don't have the time to do all of this that you want to do. And it's so nice. I was telling my brother, I've been back here in Nebraska for 8 years this June. 8 years this June. The time has flown by. The time has just literally flown by. And I'm never bored. It took me a while to adjust to not working because I really did enjoy my job. I enjoyed what I did. I enjoyed getting up in the morning, and when I worked, I did contract programming for the last several years, and you didn't always work because contract programmers are different than full-time folk. They get treated different, and if you have a job, you're lucky. Especially the last few years of the mid 2000s. It really got hard around 2007, 2008. The economy wasn't that great, and unemployment was high back then, and it was not easy finding contracts. I did work in Madison from 2003 through to about 2013. But I did have some, because I was working contract jobs, it wasn't like full-time employment all the time. All right, I think I'm happy with that. Maybe, let's see, maybe this needs to be a little rounder, maybe. A little more round in there. Well, I might have to fix that, but let's put this brush in the water. And I'm not going to do any more blue tonight. I'm going to fold this and throw it away. We're going to let that kind of dry. And I'm going to cut some lace out of this curtain. And what did I do with my little scissors? Here they are. So I want to find a piece of lace that makes a nice wing. I'm thinking something like these. But in here would be pretty too. Turn her around. Turn this around. See, they don't have, even though these are pointy, well, see, I think I can get a nice wing in here. Maybe not this, but I'm going to cut this shape in here. Right in there. And I'm going to cut this out, but I'll probably trim down. And I could probably even have this, cut the leaves out there. So that's what I'm going for in here. So let me take my big scissors. Let me set this up. Take my big scissors here and cut this out, and then I'll trim it. And so I'm going to cut around in here, and then I'll trim it to how I think it should be. Let's see. There. See, I think this is a flatter piece. It's flatter. And I'm more comfortable putting this on. I think this is the back, though. I can tell because the netting comes across the leaves. This is the front part of it here. So I'm thinking I may have to adjust my thinking here, because I was looking at the back like this, I think. That's how I was looking at it somehow. But I think this is, well, it's hard to tell. I think this is the front here, and this is the back. But it could go either way. It could go this way. See, I think I was, no, I think I had those leaves. I think I had it more like this. I think I had it more like that. But I think this works better up here. So I'm going to trim right in there and see how that looks for a wing. So we're going to cut here. J.C. Penney curtains are becoming fairy wings. See it? Couldn't you see this going on a slow stitch meditation scroll? I could. Now I'm going to trim, and my shaky hands are getting in the way. I'm going to trim here and see if I can do this without my hands shaking too much. Trim it around in there. Now I might want to leave a part of this white too. Just trim it right there. And turn it. Come on, turn. Well, let's cut it here. It's kind of flimsy to hold on to. There. It's hard to do this on a table in front of me. I'm better at it when I can get it closer up to my eyes and see what's going on. Okay, now I want to trim there. Come on. Maybe a little more. A little more. And then see, I trimmed that off, but that's okay. I'm going to catch it again down here. And we'll see, you might have to trim more of it once I get it all cut to my satisfaction. I'm sure I will. Fairy wings. Okay, now the leaves. And I'm relying on that fine art glitter glue to hold these on. And they've done really good with holding the tatting on. So I think if I put the fine art glitter glue around where these white areas are, that it'll do fine. And, you know, I think it'll hold it. The only thing that I think would bother it is if somehow something would catch on one of these like that. But so far, I've had pretty good luck sending my tatting through, and it wasn't all totally glued down, but it wasn't netting either. So we'll see. I could put a layer of varnish over it or Mod Podge or something like that over it. I hesitate putting anything that could get sticky. All right, I'm not sure I want to cut that out. So let's see what I have here. And is this dry? It's almost dry. It's getting there. It's a little wet in there yet. But let's see what I have here. It's pretty big. If I put it like this, it looks like a wing, doesn't it? And I wouldn't have to worry so much. If I have a paper or even a napkin, I have that toile napkin or tissue paper, but a pretty napkin, a pretty floral napkin in there. For this part, I wouldn't worry so much. I kind of like it that way. And I still have the blue to make this pop like the black does. It would look like. I think I can set this down over here. Yeah, see, that falls into the background, and then if I put that, have a pretty floral, I'll have to see what kind of napkins. I think I bought some floral napkins the last time I went thrifting. I'll have to see what they are. I think the floral napkin in there would be pretty. It almost covers up all the lace, though. I kind of like it like that, too. I kind of like it like that. That's kind of pretty in itself. This part of the wing up in here doesn't show very much. There's lace up in there, but I really don't mind that. And then I'll have to shape it because, you know, there's that much. I could double that like that, but I don't want to make it too thick. I kind of like it just like that, and then I'll trim this netting. And actually, how dry that is. Make sure that this is got a little spot there where it's not completely dry. I think I'm okay. So if I take this and trim it and use this part of it, that would, you know, I don't need much up in here. I don't need much for that wing. And let this leaf, let that leaf be part of the wing up there. Have to make sure it shows, but I think that's what I'm going to do. So while this is here, I need a bobby pin. I need a bobby pin. Meri needs a bobby pin. Let me get one out. I'm not going to send the bobby pin. I'm going to use the bobby pin as a clamp. Let's put a bobby pin here to hold it a little. Maybe. If it holds hair, it should hold lace. Move that over just a teeny bit. Move my bobby pin slanted a little. And what I want to do is take my scissors and trim. That much off. And then this will come up in, well, I don't know. I might use something else. It doesn't quite jive with me. Where's that other piece that I cut? Let's see what's on here. Oh, that's pretty, but it's not pointy enough. That would work. Where's my curtain? I want something to go in there. Ooh, maybe like this. Just like that. So I'm going to cut in there. I forgot where. I'm going to cut it here, and then I'll figure it out after I cut it. Come on. Just cut a piece of it out here. So just like that, and right in there. So I'll cut this part out here. Have little pieces of lace around on my desk. So it'll come right up there. And I need another bobby pin. Like that. And maybe I'm going to trim this here. Just a little bit of a trim right in there. Oh, I'm liking this. Put it more of a slanty. Bring it down just a teeny bit. Get it fitted on there. Just about like that. I'm liking that a lot. And she'll look like, I'm going to make a photo, take a picture of this and print it off. Then I can cut out the pieces here so I know where her hair goes and where her head goes and her arms and shoulders. I'll make little pattern pieces out of this. But if you can visualize her without with these wings and her body in there. That's how it's going to look. And then for the, and I'm not going to cut them tonight because I am getting tired. I'm going for the flowers. See, she'll have blue flowers and pink flowers. And I've got enough floral from Pearl. I've got plenty of floral that I can use here. And Pearl will be delighted that I'm making these. See how she'll be sitting on flowers. Let's put this right in there, something like that. And then I might put a border or draw some leaves or who knows what I'll do. And ignore that, the bobby pin there. So I have a lot of work ahead of me with this, but that's what makes it fun. So I'm glad that this is where I'm going with it. I am going to stop for the night. I might come in here tomorrow and work some after I've worked in the yard. Or I might work in here tomorrow morning, sit in here and cut wings and take a picture of my, well, we could do that right now. I'll show you how I do that. Let's get that off. We'll save that. So what I do is on here I have the Adobe Scan, and I'll probably have to go to my Adobe Scan, Adobe. See, there's Adobe Scan, and I turn my camera like this, and I have to stand up to do this because it scans it right away, and then I can print it. I make a PDF out of it and I print it. Now it will get the black. Let's put well, I think I want the black around it. It'll be easier to cut. So I stand up. Here's my Adobe Scan right there, and I click on that, and see, it's already figuring it out where to take the picture. I think I'll go in closer, and oop, it scanned it. I don't like that. Let me, because I moved it. See where those blue lines are? It didn't find a good scan. Let's rotate it. Rotate. No, I don't like that. Rotate. See, I'm moving those blue lines. Sit back down here. And it doesn't matter that it's not a perfect one because I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to save it as a PDF. Allie K told me about Adobe Scan. Or Adobe, we were talking about, I was doing that, what was I doing? The zine. And I was having a lot of trouble getting what I wanted, and we tried the Adobe Photos and we found Adobe Scan, and this seems to work. So I'm going to save this as a PDF. Let's see what happens. So there it is, saving as PDF. Now, as I come down to more, there is under more a print. And there it is, paper size. I'm going to leave it as letter, copies ones, letter, orientation. I've got it as portrait, and I think that's going to be okay as portrait. It makes it fairly large, though. See how large that is? On an 8.5 sheet of paper. Let's see. Where's my page? I had there. Let me grab. I don't want to see my desk over here. I've got another sheet of paper here. It might be better for me to put an 8.5. See, Well, I don't know. That might be, no, I think that's going to be kind of too large. I'm going to leave this 8.5 sheet of paper like this and do another scan, and it might size it down better. Of course, now it's curling on me. Not that it didn't curl before. It might be able to find this. Let me move this. It might be able to find the scan better by sizing it to the edge of an 8.5. This I fooled with. So I'm not going to print this one. Close all. Let's go out and do this again. I like to have it about this size because that's fit my postcard. The other thing I could do is just plop it on the printer, and it may not do the coloring right, but it would still give me the shapes. But I like to play with this scanner thing. Search. And I got it right here. And I got my hand under it, but it doesn't matter. So let's bring it up and see if I can find it. There, see, it's finding the edge of the paper. I think it found it pretty good. Now, let's save that as a PDF. And go to more. And we'll see how it looks in the print. Yeah, I think that's better. See, it fits. I've got some shadowing going on over here, but that's okay because I'm going to cut it out anyway. So I'm going to print this and we'll see how it works, see how it sized it. It looks a little small on there, but if you look at this compared to that, I think it might be good. Let's print it and see what happens. It shouldn't take too long to print. Let's see how it compares to this. Here it is. It looks like it's a little bit smaller. Maybe not. Let's see if I can fit her on here. Nope. She fits pretty good, doesn't she? She fits pretty good. So I might do one more print while I'm here, just in case I mess up. Let's see. Let's go back. Which one was it? Was it that one? I think it was this one just now. Open this PDF. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to print this again. I had a more print. We're going to print it over again one more time. Print. And then, I won't do it tonight because I'm getting tired. I'm going to put these like this, maybe make it my thumbnail. I should get that lace one out. And I'll take the bobby pin off. We'll do it like this. And hopefully I can get this all on. Let me move this. And this is the beginning of my postcard. No, I don't think I'll put this one on here because you aren't seeing what's going on in there. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm going to cut these little shapes out and fit them in here and sketch them like this. I'll trace around them like I did the outline of the body. And then I'll know where her face goes, where her head goes, and it'll make more sense to me where her feet are. She goes right in there. I wish I had this more done, but I'm liking this. It's a process for me. I'm liking the process of doing this. Let me refresh chat and come out and look, it's after 11. I was going to bed at 10. I get involved in doing this stuff. I get all involved in doing it. And before I know it, it's midnight. But look at this. Isn't this cool? I love. And who would think about putting a black wing? But it makes the white wing show up of this. And I suppose you could have red, any dark color. You could probably have green back there, but I like the dark. I like the black. And the wing is actually the white. You could have like trees behind there, or you know, a dark green foliage would make that show up. But I'm going to leave it blue just like that. It's just something to make it show up. Let me refresh my chat. Let me get into all messages. All messages. That lace looks pretty as the wing, doesn't it? And you know, it was, thank you, Mitzi. She says, thanks, Meri. You got a good start to this. And you know, it's good for me to review how I printed and how I scanned. And I'm really happy that it's the same size. But my first one wasn't, because I fiddled with it. If I put this 8.5 sheet of paper, then that scanner has something to focus on to size the paper, and it sized this just like I wanted it to. Isn't that fun to do? Let's see, what was Katia saying that they said was a great... Oh, there's Lori Pink Girly. If you're out there listening, Lori, hi. Lori said, Mina, I was thinking about you tonight when I was cutting out birds. Oh, Angie came back. She said, I forgot to wish you all a happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Angie, for mentioning that. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. And, yeah, happy Mother's Day. That is Sunday. And don't forget, 2 things. I think Becky has an anniversary coming up next week, a wedding anniversary. And I don't know if it's right after Mother's Day or if it's sometime next week. I didn't catch that part. But also remember Renee Suzanne and her family in your hearts and prayers. And remember Cheryl in your hearts and prayers. And Angie's, I believe it's her aunt and her brother are having some health issues, serious health issues. So if you're a praying person, and if you're not a praying person, just send them good thoughts. You know, we support each other in this group. Let's see, I was looking for, Katia says, I would try watercolor on some of that lace. Oh, that's a good idea too. Could try, that would be a good idea. I'm not sure how it would show up unless I used a dark watercolor, because this is already white. Some pink, maybe some rose watercolor. A rose ring would be pretty in here. I could try that, Katia. That's a good idea. And that's what Darla said. That's a great idea, Katia. Let's see. Lori popped in. Who else am I missing? Mitzi's here. Marguerite. Hi, Marguerite. She says, good night, Angie. Angie, I think Angie left and then she popped in and wished everybody a happy Mother's Day. Marguerite, I don't think I said hello to you, so hello and good night. Mina says, I was wondering, Meri's supply of cards, so endless. My supply of cards are watercolor. If you're talking about these, I cut up watercolor paper 9x12 into 4. I get 4 postcards out of them. Plus, I get these strips that I'm going to use for clothespins. An inchy strip. because it's 9 inches wide and I only need 8. So I get an inchy strip here, and they're perfect for making inchies or clothespins, or even little scissors, pieces of a little scissors piece. Just about make it a little smaller. Put a brad in there. So fun. I'm thinking about, what else was it that was suggested I make tonight? See, I should write these things down. And don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. I need to check Cindy Rain Girl's status to see if she's blocked. I think she is. I found her and I deleted her, and I know I went back and I checked that 3 times. I know I did. But you know, when we were having so much trouble with spam, we were having all that trouble with spam, and we blocked a whole lot of weird, sexy names. And they're all in my block list. So my block list is huge. And I have to scroll this way, and on my phone I have to scroll this way and scroll this way. And I need to get out on my laptop and make sure that she's not blocked. She thinks somebody's not liking her personally, and it's not personal. It's so I want to get that done this weekend. Brenda says, I'm headed to the top of the hill to see if I can see more of the, oh, she's looking at the aurora borealis. Oh, cool. Oh, Angie says, I think it would be cute for it to be raining and she's holding a flower umbrella over her head. Now, if I moved her down, I wish I would have seen that earlier, because she would have to be moved down. Well, I might be able to squeeze an umbrella over there on her head, but these are all up kind of high. I've got her sitting on a flower. So I do too. I think that would be really cute, but I think I would need her lower. And I've already done the background on all of these. All right, Saturday. The one I know for sure on Saturday is Beth Schuler at 6 p.m. Eastern. Where's my list? But I think there's a few others now that come on Saturday. Stacy Catitude might be on tomorrow around 10 a.m. Friday, Wednesday, 3 p.m. I got Art Junkie at 3 p.m. on Saturday. And Friday, you might look for Chris. I don't know. I'm going to have to find out what her schedule is. She's been streaming with Miriam, MMW, and I don't know if they changed their schedule. So I think that's it for Saturdays that I'm familiar with, but I'll be back on Sunday morning. Good night, Darla. Good night, Jen. Good night, Sherry. Happy Mother's Day to you. Mitzi. They're all saying texture junkies. Sharon. I have to try that address, Adobe Scan. Yeah, it's an app, and it's a free app. Of course, they want you to buy to do things like borderless printing and all of that. You have to, for the good stuff, you have to buy the thing. But you saw what I did tonight just to get a pattern, and it worked really good. So I'm going to say good night to you all. Have a great week, and I will see you Sunday at 6 p.m. And Jen, we are going to do doodles. I don't know if we're going to do teapots again, but we certainly could, but I might mix it up a little. See what else I can find out there that's fun to do. All right, good night, everybody. Have a happy Mother's Day. Bye.